Good lordy, the sky is falling and people are losing their, you know what. Welcome back to Pimpy's investment chat. Let's go ahead and let's try to make a case for a $3.20 rate for the IQD. That's right. I know I said $1.34, but let me see if I can also make a case for a much higher rate. Okay, so let's get started on this real quick. You know what? I can't help but brag about this stuff right here. If you have not been turned on yet to Anderson Pakk, you don't know what you're missing. For you people like that 1970s, 1980s funk rock or that kind of groove music, man, Anderson Pakk is the shiznick. All right, go check out the song called "Am I Wrong." This is one of the best jams out there, man. It really is. All right, so if you've not checked out Anderson Pakk, let me encourage you to go listen to the guy. No, he's not a sponsor or nothing like that, but I just love the man's music. It's so good. All right. Okay, real quick, what's going on in the world of the market? A 2,000 point drop. Now, I know right now, Jeff, the Dinar investor, is jumping up and down because he has a theory, or I should say he's trying to line himself up with what's going on with Kim Clement. Kim Clement said that if it drops back down to 20,000, I don't know if I heard that in any of his predictions, but, you know, I'll go with Jeff. Jeff listens to the guy more than I do. If that's the case, well, Jeff, you're well on your way, and he is not that far from there. And if you think this is going to stop today, nope. This oil war is causing this thing to drop. Between coronavirus and oil war, I think Jeff's got a good chance to reach his 20. Then we'll see what happens from there. But here's the real shocker to me. Look at gold. Gold isn't moving. Silver isn't moving. And cryptocurrencies are down. Well, they went up a little bit. This had actually dropped down below $200 for Ethereum. Trust me, I'm watching that probably more than all of them. But the fact that you have the market, gold, silver, and cryptos all going down, that just tells me this is an artificially dropping situation. This isn't real, because whenever a market goes down, cryptos seem to follow the market for some reason. But here's the thing, when a market drops, man, gold and silver usually go up, and that's not happening. That's a weird indicator for me to see. Okay, so, but if you think this thing is going to stay down this low for very long, you're sadly mistaken. I told you guys, buy on the dip. Gold, silver, buy on the dip. Cryptocurrencies, buy on the dip. For those of you asking, how do I buy cryptocurrencies? I get asked that at least 5 times a day. Listen, just go inside the description of this video, and in there you will see a link to Coinbase. And if you follow the link, it'll give you $10 free just for trying them out, all right? So go ahead and give them a whirl and see what you think. But right now is a good time. Look at XRP. I can't even remember the last time it was down 20 cents. All right. So, you know, it's about 1/3 of its price is gone. The one that's surprising to me is XLM. XLM was at the 7 cents. It's down here to 5. That's not much of a loss, to be honest with you. They seem to be holding steady. But Bitcoin taking a shellacking. All right. It was up around 10. Now, I'm going to say this. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Bitcoin halving is coming up in May. In order for mining Bitcoin to even be feasible for people who are going to mine Bitcoins, it has to be between $16,000 to $18,000. It is not going to stay there. I absolutely feel that this sucker is going to make a run for it sooner or later. So right now is the time. Buy it on a dip, right? Of course, this is just my opinion. I'm not a professional financial advisor. I'm not a lawyer. This is just me sharing my opinion with you based on all the stuff that I read and that I listen to myself, okay? Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, before we get into this again, let me remind everybody about Pimpy's investment chat. It is in the Facebook. It is free 99 to join, all right? And when I say free, I mean FREE. Somebody keeps telling me it sounds like I'm saying $3.99. No, free 99. Inside this group, you will get all kinds of information on the Iraqi Dinar, the Vietnam Dong, cryptocurrencies, gold, silver, you name it. It's got all the latest news in here about what's going on with oil prices. Cryptocurrencies are talked about in here. Coronaviruses, what's going on with cash. Look at investing in gold. I mean, there's all kinds of information in here. I encourage you. Look at this Texas company said they have the cure for coronavirus. Griffex. You want to talk about a good investment? There you go. They've already hands down said that they got the cure, period. And they know it's going to take at least 1 year for it to hit the market. So if you want to jump on a company's bandwagon, that'll be the company right there. But do you see what I'm saying? Inside here is all kinds of different news. Look at rumor is this right? A body coming back? Huh. a body. That'll be interesting. But anyways, there's all kinds of stuff in here, as you can see, inside the group for you to go through and just go crazy. All right, there's all kinds of information in here. I can guarantee most of the stuff that you guys are paying for inside anybody's Patreon group is in here for free. Okay, so again, let me encourage everybody. I'll leave a link in the description. And if you want to go buy cryptocurrencies, there's a link in the description as well. Okay, so let's get into the news real quick, because this right here got everybody going, oh no. All right, so before I make my case for a higher rate, the value of the Iraqi dinar will decrease in relations to the US dollar as oil falls. The strategic expert Eric Davis stressed that the value of the Iraqi dinar will decrease in relations to the US dollar as oil continues to decline. Okay, so people brought this up to my attention. Yeah, I get what they're saying there, but let me see if I can. I'm going to try to make a case why they should come out with the rate change. And instead of the $1.35, which I still think they're going to, but I can probably make a case for them to come out at their normal rate of $3.20. Okay. So anyways, yes, people, I did see this. Okay. I understand they're talking about it, but again, don't listen to the words they say. Pay attention to their actions. If we've learned anything, pay attention to what goes on in Iraq, their actions, not the words. Okay. So, economical news. Here we go. What's going on here in Baghdad? The stock market. Check this out. And this now, again, will almost lend credibility to a lot of rumors that are going out there. So, the stock market index of winning companies in the Monday sessions coincided with the outbreak of the global epidemic coronavirus. The index, who cares about all this? But here's the kicker. The Iraq Stock Exchange is closed until they are closed until, ready for this, March 21st. So many rumors out there before this was announced. So many rumors out there. Look, I said before, my feeling was the end of March, sometime beginning of April. I felt that way last year. I still feel about it this way this year. And there's reasons for it, all right? Last year, I was saying it was going to happen. Last year, it didn't happen. Even though there was articles saying they were going to do it. But for whatever reason, they pulled out of it. So, I was partially right. So there's an assumption that they're going to go ahead and do it now. So what's going on here? Why is the Iraq Stock Exchange, why are they closed until March 21st? Hey, we can at least make some assumptions, or at least do the Pimpy dance, and get a little excited, because maybe they are preparing themselves for what? The rate change. Could they be preparing themselves for a rate change? Is that what's going on? We'll find out, all right? All right, so let's go to this next one over here. Okay, so Parliament is saying this. It is necessary to start collecting tax and collecting salaries to counteract the drop in oil. Members of Parliament Financial Committee, that person's name, called on Monday to impose collections and unification of salaries to face the drop in oil, indicating the collapse of the oil prices in this way is catastrophic. How many times have I said in my video, the fact that Iraq depends so much on the sales of their oil puts them in a real dangerous spot. And I've also said many times, if any one event happens that lowers the price of oil, it will kill their economy. Absolutely devastated. And that's what's happening now. And no fault of their own, Russia and Saudi Arabia decided to do an oil war. That's the one that Russia is not going to win. Trust me, they're not going to. Saudi Arabia plans on dropping the value of oil all the way down to $20 a barrel. That's good for us, because that should be lower gas prices. But that really screws over the people in Iraq, okay? So, there are some things that they could do. I know what you're already saying. Yeah, Pimpy, I know. Raise the rate. Yeah, they can. I'll show you why. Let's make this argument for a 320 rate. All right, here we go. So what does it mean when there's a currency is overvalued? All right, so an overvalued rate implies that the country's currency is too high for the state of the economy. An overvalued exchange rate means the country's exports will be relatively expensive and imports cheaper. An overvalued exchange rate tends to depress domestic demands and encourage spending on imports. Okay, so here's the thing. I told you, and I think that Iraq is going to come out on a sweet spot of around $1.34. And I said the reason for that is if it's too high, then there's no way for the local people to go ahead and compete with imports. I did the example of the two TVs, showing you that if the exchange rate's too high, the cost of making the same TV that you could buy from Japan might be $400 more. So it's going to be cheaper for people for Iraq to import than it is to export, and therefore the demands on import will increase. Okay, I made that argument and I told you why. This hurts their local economy. But here's the thing. There's nothing really established in Iraq. Isn't that the whole purpose of them bringing in outside investors to start rebuilding their infrastructure? So if there's really not, I don't want to say it doesn't have anything. There are some things in there that are established that it would hurt them. But here's the thing. There's just not enough for them not to go ahead and go for the gusto. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. And I'll leave the link in here because this is some good. It's good. It's very educational for you to go over. Now look at this. So this article goes on to currencies, undervalued, overvalued. We know what happens when currencies undervalue. When they undervalue, then what happens is it makes it cheaper for companies to buy from that country because their currency is undervalued. We know people like China and Vietnam, as well as others, have manipulated their currencies, making an unfair advantage against other competitors because it's cheaper to buy their goods. Okay, so we know this. But what are the pros and cons of having a currency that is overvalued? Let's take a look at this. So here are the advantages. Overvaluation means that imports are cheaper in the local currency. This can be crucial for imports dependent population on whether basic necessities such as food, medicine, energy in emerging countries have to be imported for the local market. So if you increase the value of your currency, what does that mean? That means you could buy more of the things that you need. You have to import them, but you could buy more because you have a stronger currency. Okay? Overvaluation also increases political stability. Should I repeat that? Overvaluation also increases political stability, to the extent that imports of basic necessities are handled and subsidized by the country's government. The political consequences of allowing devaluation, the reducing of overall valuation, would be detrimental to the ruling regime. This is because following a devaluation, basic necessities may still have to be imported anyways, costing more in the local currency. This may lead to protests against the government. Do you see what I'm saying? So you will lose if your currency, where it is, Iraqi Dinar, is the value of the currency is too low. The protesters are mad. You heard one of the protesters. I told you one of the protesters said, I have 250 dinars in my pocket. It's not even worth 25 cents. They have no purchasing power. That's one of the things that these people are demanding. They want their currency to be stronger. All right? So if you give them a 320 rate, fine. You know what that allows them to do? This allows that country to buy more things. Unfortunately, again, you have to import them. But let's say I own ABC Lumber Company, and I own it in the United States. And I find out Iraq needs a lumber company over there. So I go to open my company, another company, a sister company, over in Iraq. Now, this is good for me because here's the thing. Their currency is much higher. So I could buy more currency from my other factory in country and have it imported into their country. This means my store in the United States gets a lot more money, and then I could bring these goods into Iraq, all right? And it allows me to purchase more. I benefit on both ends. I get more I could buy with a much more valuable currency out of my own company in the United States. You see how that works? But obviously, as these outside investors come in, sure, they could, if they're going to end up importing anyways. They already need to do this. In order for things to get rocking and rolling, in order for them to start rebuilding, they're going to need to start importing a lot of things anyways, all right? Does it hurt the local businesses? Yes, it does. It does for a little while, all right? But I'm saying bite the bullet, man. Go ahead and let the exchange rate go up to $3.20 so that the people in Iraq and the country have more purchasing power. Now, people go, well, wait a minute. They got trillions of dollars. Hey, man, how are they going to be able to do that exchange? What do you mean how they're going to be able to? There's articles I read. It doesn't make a difference whether or not people can do that exchange rate because each country has to deal with its own rate. So Iraq technically could say, yeah, that's the rate, but they don't have to exchange for U.S. dollars. They don't have to exchange for other dollars. Countries hold on to those currencies, like I said, for the purpose of building up their foreign assets. They're not going to be in any kind of rush to run over there and go, oh, I'm rich now because I got dinar and I got $3.20. No, they hold on to that stuff for future business. All right. So can they do a rate change at 320? Yeah. They don't need to have trillions of US dollars in order to do a rate change. They don't have to have that at all. As a matter of fact, this article goes on to talk about how countries would hold on to the more valuable currency for the sole purpose of having a much higher value in their assets themselves. This is good for their own credit. Okay, so, we might be overthinking this too much. I think the assumption is, well, there's $51 trillion out there, and if they go to the rate of $3.20, they don't have that much in US dollars. They don't have to have it. Each country has to deal with their own speculators, all right? They will deal with it their own way, and our government would deal with Iraq over their own currencies the way they want to. I'm sure that happens. As a matter of fact, in here it gives you a couple of examples of countries that had overvalued their currency. Did they go, hey, where's your US dollars? Oh, you don't got it? Oh, well, then what's going to happen? What is going to happen to Iraq? What's the worst thing that can happen to Iraq if they overvalue their currency? They would just rely on more imports than it would exports. That's it. They don't have to match every damn dollar that's out there and make the exchange rate happen. That's, I think, the problem with what we're doing in the dinar community is we're going, well, we automatically assume as soon as that rate change comes out, that banks from all over the place and people from all over the place are going to be wanting to exchange the rate, and Iraq doesn't have enough US dollars nor assets to go ahead and cover this. It doesn't matter. You could overvalue your currency just like you can undervalue it. All right. But in the case of Iraq, and this is a good thing, in the case of Iraq, they can overvalue the currency, come out at 320. Yes, that's high. I still think it'll come out $1.34, but I say come out to 320. And here's the thing. It gives the country more purchasing power. This allows them, you can just do this for a short period of time. Do it for like a year, 2 years. Come out at that 320 rate. This gives you the money that Iraq needs to start bringing in all the materials and all the supplies they need in country to start rebuilding it. And then later on, taper it off and then just kind of move from there. But in the beginning, they have really nothing there. The fact that the oil prices are dropping and they are getting killed over there, they're almost they don't have a point. They need to go ahead and dissolve Parliament, get rid of it. All right, they just need to get rid of it. There's no way you're ever going to get all these different factions in there to agree with one another. This is why crap doesn't get accomplished over there. So if you agree with me, they should come out to 320 rate just for the sole purpose of getting that economy kickstarted and gives them more purchasing power so they can start bringing things in that they need over in that country to rebuild it. Hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on a live show that I'm going to be doing, because the only people that's going to know about it are people who are subscribed. And trust me, the person I'm going to be interviewing, you do not want to miss. All right. Anyways, tell me what you think about this idea. I will leave the links so you guys can go in there and see this. Iraq has nothing. 90%, 95% of their economy is based on oil that's dropping. One of the things they could do is increase the value of the dinar, give themselves more purchasing power, and let them go and buy stuff from other countries that they need so they could get all their needs taken care of. Then worry about the rate adjustment later on. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment, hit the like button if you like it, smash it. Okay? All right. Talk to you later. Bye.